We are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Most Epic Adventures. I'm your host, Rob Zip, and tonight I'm having a COVID conversation with Jake Wayman from Nahaya and Vesperian Sorrow. So I want to make this point clear. Oh, shit. I gotta mute this. Sorry, I'm playing it in the other browsers to make sure everything looks okay. Anyway, so I'm calling this COVID conversation because I'm having conversations with people during the time of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. I'm not here to give any medical advice or tell people what they should or should not do, other than well, I may tell people what not to do, but none of us here are medical professionals. And we're not here talking about it. I'm just calling it COVID conversation. It's going on during this pandemic. I just want to make that very clear. And with that being said, I'm going to bring Jake in now. Hey, Jake, how's it going, dude?
What's up? How you doing? Doing all right?
All right. How you feeling?
Doing okay today. Today's been pretty chill. Just been hanging out with my wife, kicking back with our cat.
Yeah, so you have given yourself a fresh cut for this.
Yeah. Well, before I ended up taking off work, I was working with some COVID confirmed people. And due to that, we had to get gowned up and put on a mask and everything. So to make that easier for myself, I had to shave. My beard was a lot longer and I had to shave that off. And I just decided just to, let the hair go. Also, just time for a change as well. You know what I mean? But with all this stuff going on, it just makes it easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. So I mentioned a couple of bands that you're currently in, and that's what I have you build that as a singer for Vesperian Sorrow and Nahaya. You joined those bands recently. Those both have been bands that have been around for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Do you actually? I remember meeting you when you signed up with Vesperian Sorrow. Do you remember meeting me at all?
When was this? I don't know. I'm sorry, man.
I didn't think you did. So that's why I brought it up. This is funny. It was in Houston at the Concert Pub North. You guys were playing with Draughton and
yeah, that was my first show with them. Okay, yeah.
Exactly.
I was totally out of my mind that day. Like I was really nervous, and I think I had a couple of drinks too. So the whole thing, like meeting people, and the whole thing was kind of a blur now. But yeah, that was my first show with them ever. You know what I mean? So
and I talked to you for a minute, and I couldn't actually stick around and watch you guys because I had to go to work or be up early for work. I have a weird work schedule. So I apologize for that, but you were cool, and you actually gave me one of their CDs.
Yeah, Stormwinds. Yeah, that's my favorite one they've released.
Yeah,
that's the last one that came out. So
I mean, yeah, these guys have been around for a while.
I think they started in like 98 or 97 or something like that, late 90s.
I mean, that's a long time, man.
Yeah, they've been around. I think back then they were known, like when they first started, they were known as Unholy Descent. I think they put out like an EP under that, and then they switched over to Vesperian Sorrow and started doing that, and they've been just releasing records, every couple years. They did a bunch of touring. They did some European festivals in the early 2000s and a bunch of stuff. They got a long history. So I'm honestly honored to be in the band. And I don't know, I was a fan of the band before I joined, and I had been previously doing music with them, with the members before I had actually joined Vesperian. We had other little projects and stuff going on. So once the stuff kind of fell out with their singer, they just decided to kind of bring me in and do some tracking for the new record and try some live shows and see how it came together. And I think everything gelled pretty well. We're still working on this new record and planning some shows and touring and stuff once all this apocalypse stuff is done with.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows when that could be.
Yeah, it's up in the air right now, pretty much.
I don't know. So you said you're hanging out with your wife and your cat at home.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
like are you guys venturing out at all?
She's not. I usually just do the runs to 7-Eleven when we're craving something, or every now and then I'll go to like HEB and get some groceries and stuff, but we mostly order in.
Yeah.
Last couple of days I've been out doing some like HVAC training. I'm trying to get into that field, so I've been doing some house calls and stuff with that. So I go out every now and then, but she's been staying home, and she recently had uh, gotten her work set up so she can work from home, because she does call like stuff for Progressive Insurance and commercial business and all that kind of stuff. So she's just been kind of at home, and I've been the one doing the runs.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah.
It's good, and it seems like people are giving up on trying to quarantine, and they're just trying to get back into their lives, and it's not time yet, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, I honestly wish we would have had like a harder, like kind of like lockdown, type thing. I mean, part of me really wants to get back into it, but I feel like after seeing them open up and seeing kind of the articles of like things spiking, like the cases and whatnot, I think, yeah, I'm not sure if I agree with how they're handling it either. But
what
can you do? You know what I mean?
So yeah, I made the little announcement at the beginning, saying that we're not going to give advice, but I mean, I guess we kind of talk about what we can do, and I guess what we can do is just try to do our best to be safe and healthy ourselves.
Yeah, yeah. Be smart about it. Yeah, I wouldn't advise people to like go down. Like we'll drive down. Like I remember we had to take one of our pets down to the vet, and we were driving down by downtown where everybody's kind of working out and running and doing all that stuff, and everybody's super like close together and just doing yoga and all this stuff all next to each other, and it's just oh my god.
I don't think I mentioned that you are in San Antonio.
Yeah, I actually live in I actually don't live in San Antonio. I live a little bit north of Austin in a town called Round Rock.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I know exactly where that is.
Yeah.
So wow, so how do you work that? So you're in a couple of San Antonio bands living in Round Rock.
Well, Vesperian is here in Austin. They're Austin based.
Oh,
yeah.
What?
Yeah, they're Austin based. They might have had like a member or something from San Antonio, but yeah, they're all Austin area, Bastrop, Round Rock kind of surrounding. And then Nahaya, yeah, they're in San Antonio. I just kind of would make the trips up there, but it kind of works out because we brought in John, and he was in a band called Eterno Requiem.
Yeah.
And that's a San Antonio band. So he kind of makes the trips down for Vesperian, and then I was like, well, since he's doing that, I'll give this a shot. So I started making trips up there for Nahaya. And
okay, because both of you and John both joined Nahaya when Carl and Ryan left.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you guys had already worked together with Vesperian Sorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I brought him into Vesperian, because you saw that show you saw in Houston. That was one of the other guitar players' last shows. He did that show, and he did a Dirty Dog show with us, and then after that he decided to bail, and so we needed a new guitar player, and I put a couple ads up, and John responded to me, so we had him out, and he was instantly just like sick on guitar, like showing us the riffs, and he had practiced some of the songs and had them down really well, so we brought him into that. And honestly, if it wasn't for me bringing him into that, I probably wouldn't be doing Nahaya, because I don't think those guys would know who I am. So, but I guess that's just a recommendation John gave to them, since Carl had jumped out of that band.
Yeah.
It was kind of out of the blue, but I was down for it. I'm always down to do more music, recording shows, whatever I can do.
So what is your background? Because I mean, I know you from those two bands, but obviously you've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, I used to live up in Ohio, and I started doing bands when I was like 16. Bunch of bands, not really worth naming. I don't even think I could really even remember majority of them, but just typical high school, basement bands would go out and do little shows out in the city every now and then. And then I moved here. I did a little metalcore band here in Austin for a little bit, and then I started a band called Avarice, which was one of these it was kind of like one of the first bands I had seen that was doing like the real down tuned, like 8 string, 7 string type, like kind of gent deathcore type thing. One of the first bands I've seen doing it. We just couldn't really get the material out like really quick, but we ended up putting out like an EP. We couldn't really get the live thing working out. Bunch of just life stuff happened, but after that, I ended up meeting Will from Vesperian Sorrow, and we started doing a band called Wolvengard, which is kind of like a pagan metal, melodic death metal, like European style type band. We did that for a little bit, put out an EP, and had that released through Transcending Records. And then after that, they decided to pull me in for Vesperian. So after working with Will on that, and then I worked with Will and Chris on another little gothic metal project that hadn't really gotten any kind of release. But after doing these little projects with them, they kind of pulled me in and decided to give it a go. Like threw some songs at me, and I recorded on them, and it sounded pretty good. So
Very nice, man. Well, that's one way to get there. And you sent me a couple of raw tracks from Nahaya. That's the first stuff I've heard with them. I can't play it, obviously. I wouldn't.
Yeah, and it's pretty rough. Like those are just like Dan kind of was tracking and stuff, and like I was using like a live mic and like earbuds to hear and everything. So it's very just like raw recordings, but it's something to give some insight into like what the new EP is going to sound like. Unfortunately, we didn't really get a chance to go and record it because of all this stuff happening.
Right. Yeah, they just released an EP with stuff with Carl and Ryan.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's some stuff they had, unreleased stuff, and they just decided to throw it together as an EP and kind of put it out, and I don't know, give fans something to listen to while they're waiting for some other new music. So I think it's pretty cool. I think all those songs are sick. I love all the guitar playing on those songs. I think Dan is really, really an amazing player. The other dude too. I haven't gotten the chance to meet him, but his playing is awesome on it. So
yeah, he was really good. They were really well. They worked really well together, and Samir's just a beast.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, he's the personality. Samir was one of the people that really drew me in because he's very super friendly, and he was super into what I was doing. Like I'd be sending him lyrics and all this stuff, and he was super like just motivating and enthusiastic and everything. So that kind of drew me in. I'm like, oh, this is cool, and that's part of one of the main things with me. If I'm going to join a band, like I have to get along with people, because I've been in enough bands with people that are just just not people you want to work with. So now I have to kind of jive with everyone, but everyone is really cool, really nice, and really talented in that band. So
yeah, I got to meet them last year when they were on the Vakken battle.
Yeah,
when they were doing that. So I got to meet them in Austin when they won the Texas battle, and I got to hang out with them a little bit out in LA when they played that. And then I actually got to see them play in Houston one last time before the lineup change. But yeah, all great dudes. I actually saw Dan on my birthday. I went to San Antonio for the Amon Amarth Arch Enemy at the Gates show.
Of course,
and,
yeah.
And Dan was there. So that was cool to see him.
I have no surprise that they were at that show, for sure.
I mean, I saw that show in Houston on the October 19th, and then I went to see it the next day in San Antonio. And
okay, so you must be like huge fans of those bands, I guess, then, huh?
Man, I love it. I love it for sure. It was a great show. Yeah. And the Houston show and the San Antonio show were pretty much the exact same show, like the same set list and everything.
Right.
Which I looked at like setlist.fm. Sometimes, like, I don't like to know the set list before I go to a show. I like to be surprised. But if I'm going to see the same show in another city, sometimes I like to see like what they might change up.
Yeah. I hear you.
But no, they played the exact same set in both cities.
That's
but
cool.
It was still rad.
I mean, regardless of like the set, like I would say every concert's a different experience. So what I mean? It's
absolutely.
still a different environment. The energy is going to be different. I mean, I'm totally like that though. I get like my wife and we ended up driving up to Missouri to go see Watain and Destroyer 666 just because I bought tickets in the wrong city. Like I was supposed to buy them for Austin. For some reason I bought them for for Missouri, and we just decided. She convinced me like, well, let's go on a trip. We haven't gone there before, so we just drove up there, and it was sick. I'm actually glad we went to that town because it was an amazing place, and the venue that they played at was just incredible. I had never been there. It was really dingy and just perfect for the music. So
You guys drove up there?
yeah, we just drove up there just through the night. We just decided, hey, let's just go. So it just took like one night to get up there, and
Yeah.
I don't know, really unique place. What was the city called, Shannon? What was the city called? Yeah, Kansas City.
Okay.
Yeah, Kansas City, and that place was amazing. We were like hanging out, and we stayed at this Airbnb, and the guy was like really nice, and all the people. Yeah, he bought us a cake because we broke his TV accidentally, and
Wait, you broke his TV, so he buys you a cake.
I guess, yeah. I mean, we didn't like smash it. It was just something like he had an Apple TV. We don't know how to work it, so we did something wrong, and he ended up fixing it. And he's like, "Oh, sorry for the inconvenience. Here's a cake." You know what I mean? And it's just like, cool. You know, we're just walking around. Everybody was really nice. You could honestly like drink wherever you wanted. Like, so we were just kind of walking around and checking out the place, and we're like, man, we should like move here. Like that's how much we love that place. But
Kansas City's cool. I got to visit it about a year and a half ago, and yeah, it's pretty. I almost got ran over by a farmer, but other than that, it's cool.
oh man, yeah, yeah. If it wasn't for that mistake, we would have never have gone. But you know, I'm the same kind of way. Like certain bands, it's just worth the drive, or you'll have to catch a couple of the shows. You know,
right.
So I totally get that.
Absolutely. So what was the last show you went to before everything shut down?
Oh, I think the last show I played was with Nahaya. It was my first show with them, first and only. And that was with Fall and then Dawn of Dissolution. Those are bands from Houston, I think.
Yeah, Dawn of Dissolution is.
Yeah.
I know Samir was living with Joseph. He might still be. I'm not sure.
I think they are. Yeah, they're always posting videos together. So yeah, they're cool. Everybody was cool. It was mostly playing to the bands. There were a couple people there, but since this was all kind of just breaking out, like not a lot of people showed up to that show, which was probably good because it was our first show, me and John with Nahaya, which is probably a good thing. I think it went over okay. Unfortunately, like we had a string of shows after that were supposed to be like the next day and the day after that kind of fall through. But at least we got to play one show just to see how it was, and I think it was cool. It was cool energy. So,
do you have anybody video taping it so you could see?
No. I think there was like a couple like Instagram videos or something up somewhere. I'd have to look for them, but nothing. I didn't find anything on YouTube or anything like that. So. Okay. Unfortunately not. But besides that, I went and saw Mortis play. He's a dungeon synth type dude. He was doing his whole get up with his goblin stuff and the whole medieval type setup on stage. That was really sick. I like that. It was completely different. Just it wasn't metal at all. It was just a total nerd out kind of vibe. I really loved it though. That was an amazing night. Other than that, I think the only other thing I saw recently was I think I saw Immolation. I can't think of anything else. Yeah, so not too many concerts. I'm actually really motivated to start going out to a lot more shows once this is all over with. Once this is done, I really don't want to miss any shows. I feel like I was being maybe a little too spoiled. You know what I mean? Passing over a lot of shows and just for whatever reason. Now I just want to go to everything. So.
I mean, being in the Austin area, I mean, there are metal bands there, but I always think about San Antonio more so. I mean, maybe that's why I just assumed you were in San Antonio. I don't know.
I mean, it's that, and just Nahaya's from San Antonio. You know what I mean? It's not that bad of a drive, but yeah, I mean, I could see. And then Vesperian, I mean, I don't know. They play in San Antonio a lot, so. I think we played a couple shows over there. So since I've been in the band, so they're pretty active over there and over here. But,
so Where do you go in Austin? You go to like to Lost Well and stuff like that to see a lot of
I
shows?
usually go. I usually go to Come and Take It. I used to go to Dirty Dog a lot. I think I've been to Lost Well a couple times, but honestly, I haven't made it down there really. And I always
Yeah,
see really killer underground shows go through there, but I'm always like
yeah,
working or something, or I just don't want to
right,
go. But yeah, usually Come and Take It. Typical. They usually have like the biggest metal shows.
right.
After Dirty Dog stopped doing that, I started going over there.
Yeah, same owner, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I used to play shows with Anthony back in the day, and I've seen him from his come up of like starting to like book shows
Hmm.
until starting his company, and now he owns Come and Take It, and he has this huge success, and
Yeah,
thankfully he's really brought metal to Austin. You know what I mean? I think
sure.
before it probably passed over and would just go right through White Rabbit, and then
Yeah,
now like everything comes through here. So super grateful to that dude for doing all that.
yeah. It's a nice place. The Vakken battle's been there the past two years for the
Hmm.
state final,
Hmm.
and yeah, it's good if you're in Texas and you're not and you're interested in playing the Vakken battle. It really would help for you to get to know Anthony and play some shows that Come and Take It live
Yeah,
because
he's a nice dude. So he's very very approachable, and you can just talk to him. So.
I'm not sure he wasn't there this time when I was there. He had his guy Skyler uh,
Hmm.
there,
Hmm.
but I've talked to him via email, and Ryan from the Austin Metal podcast, right?
Yeah, yeah. I did an interview with him a while ago, and he's a really cool guy.
Yeah, he's real cool, man. He has like a partnership with them, and he has this whole setup um, where he was recording the show, live
Hmm.
streaming the whole show,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and he's cool. I'm gonna next year when we have this, I'm gonna work with him and not try to record my own thing because he has to set up there fucking down pat.
Yeah, yeah.
So it'd be good
And
for us to work together.
yeah, y'all should. That would be great. Their whole thing. They built their whole podcast and everything up really big too. And thankful to those guys because I get to catch shows that I'm not able to make it out to, and I'll watch their live streams and stuff. And yeah, they're really great for the metal scene here. Just
Yeah.
interviewing all the locals. They get some out of town bands, and yeah, anybody that does this kind of stuff, interviewing and shooting shows and stuff. This is the stuff that keeps it alive. So yeah.
Well, I'm trying to do my part, man. I couldn't hack it as a band member. So here I am trying to
Got to
promote
do
other people's
something.
bands. Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
hear you.
to stay part of it.
I'd probably be doing the same thing, man. Honestly, I love watching band interviews and stuff, and I always thought, man, it would be so cool to take a camera out and try to catch one of these guys. You know what I mean? Get some info. So I think it's awesome what you're doing.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you coming on and talking to me. Even though I remember meeting you, but you don't remember meeting me. But hopefully next time I see you, you'll. No,
Next
no, it's
time
fine.
for
Yeah, it's fine, dude. It's fine. I'm just giving you a hard time. I know, like you said, it was your first show. You were, at a place you never really been to, I don't think. And
I'd never been to that club before, and I
yeah,
loved that club though. That club was so sick. It
see,
was
it has
awesome.
the big wagon wheel above the stage.
Yeah, man. I had a great time at that show, and I mean I think that was a really cool venue to play. Like my first show with VS for sure. It was great. I had a great time. But
I'm bummed I couldn't stick around to see that, but next time.
what can you do? Yeah, next time. Hope once this is all done, we're gonna get back at it once this is all done. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome, man. I would love to. I can't wait to see what you're doing with Vesperian Sorrow and with Nahaya. Like I said, I loved Carl, and I know that they just wanted to go in a little bit of a different direction, and I think you have a little bit more of a gritty. He wears Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he has his own thing. I'm
Yeah,
like
he has.
I'm my own thing. He's his
Yeah,
thing, and that's just what it is. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I haven't met the guy. He seems really nice.
yeah.
Like I just had a couple words with him through the band chat. You know what I mean? He
Mhm.
was like telling me, yeah, go for it and all this stuff. Um, but yeah, I mean, they hit me up and I just told them, hey, just send me your new songs, and I instantly just wrote down lyrics to them, just off the top of my head, things that I had been reading or watched recently and inspired me to write to. And I was like, hey, for a tryout, I'm honestly just going to come out and try out to your new songs and see if you like how I sound. Like I can try out to your old songs, but I mean, I'm going to sound how I sound to your old songs.
Yeah.
But what you're going to want from me is you're going to want to know how I will sound over your new material. Since I'm a new person, new personality, I have a different vocal style.
Right.
So for the tryout, I just went out there and tried out all pretty much the new EP that I'll be on, and did all the songs off that, and they were into it. So figured, I'll just go for it and give it a shot. I mean, it's a different vibe. I think their new music is a little bit more mature too, and has its own evolution to it compared to their old EP, and even to the EP they released recently.
Yeah.
There's some darker stuff in there, and there's a lot of stuff on there vocally that I've never done before either, just to kind of try and just be like, hey, we should try this or try that, and if they're into it, I give it a shot. So
well, that's cool, man. Cool that for you to expand your range a little bit.
Yeah, trying, giving it a shot. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, I'll try to jump outside of just extreme metal, and I'll check out all kinds of different things and see what I can do. I mean, even just like the clean singing stuff's kind of new to me within the last couple of years. You know what I mean? It was something I couldn't do, and because I couldn't do it, I was like, oh, let me just see if I can figure it out, and on from there, there's different styles within that to learn, and so I'm always trying to do something new. Might not be the best, but we'll work on it till it gets there.
So what do you do to learn the different styles?
I've always, with vocals, I've always tried to just imitate what I'm hearing. And I would just kind of just listen to it a lot, and then I would go into like my parents' garage or my bedroom or wherever it would be, and I would just kind of try to imitate it. I would just try to practice to the song and try to get my voice as close as I can to the vocalist I'm listening to, whether it be with like clean singing. I was really into like Catatonia first, and then like Borknagar. And then I got into like Paradise Lost, and just whatever kind of vocalist or band I like listening to, and I honestly just try to do a sound that sounds similar to that, you know what I mean, and get my voice as close to that. Like when I started, I was really into Black Dahlia Murder and like Suicide Silence and any of these bands that had like the really crazy high screaming.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was instantly able to get the high screaming, but I think it was because I listened to those bands so much, and when I started trying the vocals, it was like because I listened to it so much and wanted to sound like that so bad, I was somehow able to do it. Whenever people ask me how to do it, I've had multiple people ask me like, well, can you teach me this and that? I'm like, I honestly can't really explain it. Like I don't know like all of the dynamics. Like I know there's like people out there that can teach you, like Melissa Cross and all these different people that can teach you like screaming or singing and stuff, but for me it's always just been by ear, just headphones, and we listen to it a lot and practice it. Same thing with like guitar or any kind of like instrument with me, like just try to pick it up or mess around with it until I can figure it out.
So do you play any other instruments?
I play a little bit of guitar. I play a little guitar for sure. I've had the VS guys ask me to do guitar or to give them riffs and stuff. I'm not really comfortable with it yet, like putting it down. But I'm always picking up the guitar around them and like writing stuff or just riffing stuff. And at some point, I'd like to go and like maybe record my own like solo thing, just like studio project or something, or start my own band doing guitar. But right now, I really just love doing the vocals because I'm most comfortable with it. Plus, I get to be most expressive, like with the lyrics and all of that. So
right, yeah, on stage, kind of unsaddled.
Yeah. I feel like with guitar, like with me playing the guitar is sick, but with me, like I'm really dumb about like gear and tones and stuff like that. So it's going to take a lot of trial and error for me to really get somewhere where I'm comfortable enough to get up on stage and play guitar and know that like everything's working correctly and all that kind of stuff. Like I've watched enough and been enough bands to know some things, but I don't know, just it's the gear that kind of gets me overwhelmed. And I'm really like I feel lucky that I can just kind of show up and use the gear that's, you know, on
Yeah.
hand, and the sound guy can kind of hook me up. Like I only recently started using like a vocal pedal to help switch me over for when I do cleans, just to add like some reverb, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But that in the last, like the whole time I've ever been doing vocals, this little pedal is like my first time actually having my own little piece of gear to use
Yeah.
live. But yeah, I mean, I think it's amazing. Even, you know, as old as I am now, I think it's amazing still when people are able to pick up a guitar and learn it and go out there and play in front of people. There's so many things that can go wrong, and it takes so much like work and practice, and you know, there's so much that goes into it. So
I don't know how much you know or care about Mike Patton, but if you see his live setup, he has a whole pedal board
yeah.
just for his vocals, and he's got a couple different microphones he
Mm-hmm.
uses. That dude he blows my mind.
Yeah,
what he does.
That stuff is crazy. I mean, that's what they were kind of trying to get me to get, this huge pedal set up first. And they said their old singer used to have a pedal set up, and he would have a rack with all these settings and stuff. And I'm pretty, honestly, I'm pretty down to earth when it comes to vocals. Like I just like to go straight through the PA. Like the little tiny pedal I have is fine enough for me.
Yeah.
When it gets into too much, but I think it's amazing. I remember it's not very metal, but I'll say this: when I took my wife to go see Ed Sheeran play live, I figured this guy was going to be total fake, like pop radio guy, and he did all of the stuff himself. Like he had all the pedals, he played all the guitar, and he would loop everything. And I was super fucking impressed by that kind of shit. Like people that can do that kind of stuff, I'm like, oh, it's amazing. Just to be able to work all the pedals and know, you know, be able to loop things and know everything just right on time. And yeah.
He is he's definitely not my style, but I can definitely give him respect for what he does. Yeah.
Me either. And that's what I'm saying. Like I was just, after seeing a live performance, you know, I figured most stuff in that genre is very like, it's all going to be backtracked or blah, blah, blah. But seeing it like, oh, it's live, it's raw, he's doing it all himself, there's no backing or anything like that, I'm like, well, okay, this I can respect this. This is pretty sick.
You also got to give him. You also have to give him big nerd credit too. He did a song on like one of the Hobbit soundtracks, and he was in an episode of Game of Thrones, like a throwaway scene.
Yeah.
So he's cool, man. Like again,
sure.
I'm not a fan of his music, but I respect him. I respect him.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Sorry, I just got a message. So you're talking about you're looking into HVAC work. I'm having an air conditioning issue, and I was like wondering, they were supposed to come this afternoon and look at it, and I just got a message that they had an emergency that they just finished. They're just now finishing up.
Were they going to come to look at it, or were they going to come to work on it? Have you had anybody to come look at it at all yet?
No, they were going to look at it. I know exactly. Okay. I know exactly what's wrong with it.
Okay.
I need a new line run because I have a leak in my line that goes from the unit to the compressor.
Yeah.
And it's like every couple of years I have to add Freon to it.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy that has been helping me has tried all these different ways to try to patch up the leak, but we can't find it because the line is in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way to get to the line would be to like rip the wall apart.
Right. Yeah. That's gonna get all crazy, and yeah.
So I'm just like, just run another fucking line, man.
Yeah, it might be good just to replace it for sure. Just run another one, like you said.
Yeah, just bypass it. Just drill a hole through the wall and run the line outside and just like cover it with something. Yeah. I don't know how much that would cost because I have a 2-story townhome. I own it, so and I don't have like an HOA to worry about, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. But it's still a fucking pain in the ass. The builder's just fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, I've only went out a couple of days, but I can see just like things like you're talking about. It's a lot of trouble. There's a lot of different things. I think we looked at one unit yesterday where there was going to be something similar where they were going to have to rip the wall out just to kind of examine it because how it was placed in there. And I feel bad for some of these people. A lot of them are like older, and you know what I mean. a lot of times we're kind of going to go out there just to kind of do an estimate and examine it. I wish we could just kind of fix it on the spot, but we have to kind of check it out, and then we have to talk to the warranty company and see what they want to do. And I don't know, it kind of just all depends. It seems like I don't know, it could be a big hassle from the customer's end for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm honestly just learning about all this stuff. Like I don't know anything about any of this, anything about HVAC or appliance repair, any of this kind of stuff. So it's my first time kind of learning it, but I figured it's a great skill to pick up on. And since Chris, he has the company, he's willing to have me out and just kind of to learn and pick up on things. And I'm pretty grateful for that.
That's cool, man. Well, I'm glad. I mean, something like that is something that is always going to be in demand.
Oh yeah, especially here in Texas. I mean,
yeah, big time.
I feel bad. I'm sorry, man, that your AC is acting up. It would drive me crazy, man. Like I said, I feel bad for a lot of the customers we went and go, and we would go and see, because we couldn't just fix it on the spot. It's going to take a couple of days, and like I said, it's just like, oh man, I feel bad. It's like it's hot in here, and it's like, damn, I wish we could just fix it right now, but this is kind of how it goes, I guess, But for sure, there's a lot of business, especially when it gets a little bit hotter. It's going to be crazy, but
yeah, dude, that's going to suck. Working out and all that. Hopefully, I mean,
I like it. I'm not even getting paid for it. I'm just doing like on the job, like, because I'm off work right now. Like I chose to take off because I had time and I didn't want to be around the environment I was.
Right.
And,
right.
Since I'm off right now, I'm just kind of going out and seeing what the field is like before I go and take any classes or anything, just to kind of see what it's like. And I honestly don't mind it. I think it's a nice change of pace, because I've been doing like healthcare stuff for about 11 years, and to be able to go out into another field, different kinds of people, and honestly see all the different ways of life. Like we went from a $7.3 million house to like pretty much down just in the projects, and then we went out to like a middle class home, and then we would go to like another millionaire's home, and then we go to it's just like different ways of life and different places I don't think I'd ever really visit or be. And I don't honestly mind like the heat or the hard work, you know what I mean? I think it's a nice change of pace, and I think it's honest work, and especially if you're working with people that are cool, you know what I mean? If they're not a-holes, I think it's cool. So I'm going to keep going out and just kind of learning and stuff before I dive like head first into it as like official career. I'm going to try to learn up as much as I can on it. So, yeah.
Well, right on, man. Well, I hope you stay safe with whichever path you decide to go.
Yeah.
And all that. So what are you doing during this time other than going out learning some HVAC stuff?
Oh man, honestly not too much. Just writing for VS, like a lot of lyrics and stuff for VS, playing a lot of Xbox Live with some of my friends, watching a lot of Netflix and Sling TV, and just honestly just hanging out a lot, just doing a lot of nothing, which is cool, but part of it kind of makes me go stir crazy a little bit. So it's nice to go out and do that. That's why I was like, I'm willing to go do it. I've been stuck in the house, you know what I mean?
Right.
We did a little bit of recording with VS, like we recorded a new song. I think we've done some other stuff too, but little bit of music stuff, but not too much. What about you? What have you been doing besides this?
This has been the most. I've been doing this. I started back at in college this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so online college at Southern New Hampshire University. What are you looking into? So I'm going for a bachelor's in graphic design, which is a little odd. It seems like a little odd because I'm not an artist, and most people I know that are graphic designers can at least draw,
Yeah.
But I'm going more to focus on kind of like video production stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's still like a visual. I'm still working on improving my visual production value.
Oh yeah, it'll help amp up what you're doing already, for sure.
Exactly.
I mean, seems like a good field to get into too. I mean, you can just kind of work for yourself, you know what I mean? And I think the drawing part and the artist part, I think you could like just work up on that. I mean, I think you could just, I don't know, like you could just work on it. That's it. You know what I mean? And you'll get it for sure.
Well, the best thing to do is to, I mean, they say the thing, master of all trades, jack of none, right? Is that right? Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that. I would rather hire people. Like Henry Ford was kind of a son of a bitch, but he was right about a couple of things. And one of the things he was right about was to surround himself with people that was smarter than him.
Yeah.
Makes
sense.
So the thing is you have to pay those people.
Yeah.
So I need to find a way to get the money to pay those people to do the things for me. So that's where I'm at right now.
You'll get there. You got the goal. You'll get there.
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah. I've got some people helping me with things here and there. I got some T-shirts coming. So I'm not sure how many and what sizes I have, but they're my logo with me going,
Cool.
Hell
yeah. No, that's awesome.
So
I think yeah, ATX podcast should probably get those. I don't know if they do or not, but I think anything like that, because people are watching, man, they're gonna want to represent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So. And so I don't know if you saw, I posted this on my Facebook. I had so I learned some expensive business issues today. So the Texas comptroller does not play around. If you don't report, if you have a sales tax ID and you don't file your quarterly reports, they'll assume what you make and they'll just they'll fine you and take it out of your account, like my personal checking account.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Oh my God, dude.
And I actually called them today and I got it straightened out and actually had revoked my sales tax ID. And the guy was nice. He told me, you just gotta fill out, do the paperwork, and it's pretty easy. It's all about, you can just do it by phone. Mm-hmm. But I just slipped my mind because I never sold anything,
Right. Yeah.
I got a sales tax ID because last year at Comic Palooza in Houston, I wanted to have a booth to promote this,
Mm-hmm.
And the only booths that they had were on the sales floor, and you had to have a sales tax ID in order to have one.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll get one.
Just go for it. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was a bad idea. It did not work out at all. It was not financially a good financial decision.
Well, at least you kind of got out of it. I mean, at least, it could have been a lot worse. At least you worked with somebody that was nice about helping you out.
Yeah. I mean, I figured it out, and the guy did tell me, when you do decide to, because my business is I still have a business. My business it's a sole proprietorship, and that's valid until 2029. It's a 10-year thing that you do with the county. So my business, the most metal productions is
okay.
That's this banner.
Yeah.
I got to make it clear. I don't think I'm the most metal. That's not. I'm not making that claim.
I got you. No.
But it's my whole idea was to go out and look for things that were the most metal. That's why, like, the first trip I went to was Iceland, because I was like, there's nothing more metal than Iceland.
That's sick. Yeah.
In January. Yeah. Iceland in January.
I bet that was an amazing trip. That's one of the spots my wife and I, we talk about going and visiting there. And I want to go to the walk, and I've seen you've gone to that a couple times. I want to go to that and Hellfest and all of those.
I went to
Europe.
I went to Wacken last year, and I was supposed to go this year, but it got canceled.
Yeah, bummer, man.
So I'm waiting on an email from them to fill out a form to be able to transfer my ticket to a ticket for next year. And there's also an issue with. I mean, my ticket should be fine. I just haven't got the email yet, and they're supposed to send the email out today. So I'm a little like, what the fuck's taking them so long, you know? But it's just I want to get it taken care of. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
One of those
yeah.
things.
I'd be freaking out. I'm sure that was like a ton of money too to throw down for that. So
Right, and then so like, I had another ticket that I sold to a friend that I actually met at Wacken last year. She lives in Germany, and she didn't buy a ticket when they went on sale because she didn't think they were going to go. She was going to go this year, but she decided she wanted to go. And then I think I posted something like I had a ticket, and she was like, "Oh, I'll buy it from you." So I sold it to her. And I got that from my now ex-girlfriend because she decided she was going to go with me this year. And then we broke up, and she decided. Yeah. So, but she got that from a guy in Germany. So it went from, so this guy in Germany bought it, sold it to my ex-girlfriend, who sold it to me, and I sold it to my friend in Germany. And my friend in Germany still wants to use it next year.
Oh man.
So
that sounds like it's going to be a complicated issue. Yeah.
Yeah, it is going to be a little complicated because next year they're not going to do like they've done like what they call a hard ticket, like an actual ticket. But they're not going to do that next year. They're going to transfer it to an electronic ticket. They're going to join the 21st century.
Yeah. Surprised by that.
Yeah, I think. Well, they really, on the back it says real big, resale forbidden. And it's like highlighted.
Yeah.
So the fact that the ticket, the other ticket that my friend has gone through so many hands, Wacken hates that.
Okay.
I don't know why. I think it's a German. I think it's a German thing. I don't think it's necessarily with Wacken.
Yeah, I don't think they should care as long as somebody paid for it. You know what I mean? Who cares who's using it to go? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they really are. They really don't want scalpers buying up the tickets. You know,
yeah, I guess that makes sense.
It goes to real fans, and it sells out. That when they go on sale, like the festival is over Saturday night, and then on midnight Monday, so like Sunday night, tickets for next year go on sale, and then they sell out in like a few hours.
Oh wow. Okay.
You know?
So you just have to jump on it really quick.
I was actually on a train in Bremen, like refreshing the fucking webpage on my phone, trying to get it to load because it was too many people on there. I just got done with a date with a woman in Bremen, and I was on the train trying to go back to my hotel, and I was trying to refresh the webpage.
Oh wow. I mean, that's good. That's good to know on my end because like I said, I wanted to go. I mean, that's good to know that I need to it's not something that just stays up for a couple of days. You have to really jump on it really quick.
No, but I mean, and then this is something I always tell people too, is like, if you really want to go, you can go. There's actually a Facebook group I'm in, and it's like a Wacken ticket resale group where people are like, I can't go, here's our ticket. And they're always, sometimes you'll see people try to sell it for like 500 euros, which is like twice of what they should be.
Right.
But once you get closer to the festival, there'll be people selling them for face value. And sometimes they go less than face value. I know it's a risk. It's kind of risky. People are like, they don't want to go all the way over there and not be able to get in. But like last year, I had 2 tickets last year, and I wasn't able to sell the second one. So I had an extra ticket last year. So, I mean,
how many times have you gone?
I've only gone once. I only went last year.
Oh, you just went the one. You just went the last. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I only went last year, and I planned to go this year, which got canceled. So I'm definitely going next year.
Hell yeah. I'm sure. I feel bad for the bands because the other thing I look at it, I'm like, oh man, like a lot of those bands, it's like their first big like festival thing, and who knows if like they're gonna be able to play the next year. You know what I mean? I'm sure a lot of those bands are just like really bummed out. You know what I mean? Especially some of the ones that are just starting out and that's their first big break in front of a crowd like that. You know, I feel really bad because just to work that hard to get to that kind of point, it's like, oh man, it's canceled. I mean, I feel like everyone right now. I know some bands right now that were supposed to, get like announced on something and then everything kind of falls through or it gets pushed back. Like VS has had something like in the works, so we've been pushing back because of the COVID. We've been like, oh, let's give us another month. So Like for the for the fans and for the bands, this whole thing sucks, man, for sure. Like I've seen the walk-in thing. I think Hellfest got canceled too. I'm not sure. I think a lot of that stuff over there did, or it got postponed. I'm not sure.
Everything in Europe, all the festivals in Europe have been canceled this year.
Yeah,
because they're all summer festivals.
Right.
They're all summer festivals. So I don't know. I'm gonna go to Full Terror Assault in September in Southern Illinois. I already have my VIP ticket paid for. I went to that last year. That was a lot of fun. That was way different. Way different.
How so?
Well, I mean, it's tiny.
Okay.
It's tiny, and like they brought actually there were a couple of bands I saw at Wacken that I saw at Full Terror Assault. Oh fuck, what is that thrash band? Chrysix from Spain.
Okay.
Phenomenal thrash band, like most high energy dudes, like unbelievable. I don't know how much thrash you listen to. These dudes just fucking rip, man. Like they just have so much energy. They put on a hell of a show.
I'll check it out actually after I get off with you. I'll check them out for sure.
Try to see if you can see their Wacken set because they did some crazy shit. And there's a stage at Wacken. It's like a Mad Max kind of theme with like engines and like flames and shit.
Okay.
Try to see if you can if that video is up there.
I'll look around for it for sure. I've been watching a ton of those videos. There's like European festival videos just because I feel like I'm just so bummed out I can't go to any concerts, and I feel like that's like the premier concert experience. So I'll just put that up on my TV. You know what I mean? I'm just like watching whatever one it Children of Bodom or Encephalum or any band that's just playing like Walk-In or like Hellfest or any of those Bloodstock, all those.
Man, I'm getting hit up hard by Encephalum's social media team on all the Facebook and Instagrams for their new album and T-shirt package.
I've been seeing that pop up on my feed too. I didn't even know they had anything coming out. Like I'm surprised. I don't know if that's just I don't know. It seemed like their last one just came out. I don't know. I don't pay as much attention to them anymore. But yeah. I was surprised seeing that ad. Yeah, I've been seeing that ad too. Like just every time I scroll, it's like, oh, there's our new album's coming. Like, okay.
Yep. Now we're gonna see it.
I was also like wondering, like, is it self-released or is Metal Blade doing it? 'Cause I didn't see Metal Blade post anything about it either, so I don't know if there was like, oh, this is our first self-release or something. I'd have to go and look, but I don't know. I haven't listened to the song or anything. I think they have a single out for it, but I'll have to check it out. I guess. I don't know.
Now, there's a festival I'm super into checking out. I'm gonna share the screen, and I want you to give me your opinion on this. Let's see. Have you heard anything about this?
No, but I love that lineup. Yeah.
Creator, Dismembers, Satyricon.
No, I haven't heard of that. Yeah. That's great. That's a sick lineup. I'd stay the whole time. For sure. That looks sick. I would go for sure. I
mean, Simican down here, they're from Mexico City, and they were supposed to play Wacken. Like they actually like made the Wacken theme like a Mesoamerican, type theme this year. And so that all got thrown out the window, and I was like, well, shit, I guess I'm not going to see Simican. But like if I go to Mexico and see Simican, that would probably be even more killer, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great lineup of bands, man. I mean, Dismember and Creator and Satyricon.
I've never seen the top. And you got Entombed AD, which is
Entombed is amazing, yeah.
I mean, it's not the same, but it's still.
I mean, you still got LG singing though.
Exactly.
So.
Fucking exactly.
Yeah, dude. So Batushka, 1349. Yeah, it's a good mix too. Black metal, little death metal. It's cool. It definitely like an extreme fest for sure, but like a extreme European style fest. You know what I mean?
Right.
We have our own over here with like Maryland Death Fest and all that kind of stuff. So, but I'm definitely interested in checking out. Something like that, Metal Mexico, or I don't know, whatever pops up
So,
2021, and I'm available to go to.
so $1,600 pesos.
Uh-huh.
Preferential exhausted. So what does that mean?
No idea.
Points of sales. So you gotta you can purchase online. I don't know. Let's see. How much is I'm gonna look this up. 1,600 pesos to dollars. Oh, that's cheap. It's $66.89.
Oh yeah.
Fucking hell, dude.
Might as well just buy it, because even if it fucks off and it doesn't happen, I mean, you're not really losing out anything. I mean,
I know plenty of people from down there. I'd want somebody to go with me that knows Monterrey.
Right.
Because I've been to like Tijuana and Juarez. Like those are not places you really want to go to anyway. But like Monterrey, it's like a legit city.
Yeah, yeah. I think they have a lot of the fests down there in Monterrey. I think that's one. I think VS did some like fests down there. I know they said they played a show with Mayhem down there, and it was really crazy, and some other stuff. I don't know. They told me some crazy stories about going down there, but
it's like I don't even know like when is travel going to be okay to go to travel there and stuff.
Yeah, who knows?
Right now there's not, because like I have a voucher from American Airlines because I had to cancel my flight to Germany. So yeah, I could go to Monterrey. That'd be sick, man. $66 for that festival.
You should do it. Yeah, $66 plus that. Yeah, that flight voucher, man. I think that'd be worth it for sure.
All right, I gotta find somebody I gotta find a native Spanish speaker to go with me. Yeah. I can speak some Spanish. Like I could get along, but like if someone wanted to have like a deep conversation with me, I'd be fucked.
Right. I mean, how is it over like when you went to walk, and how was that? Were a lot of people speaking English, or were most people speaking German, or a mix, or?
So with all of Europe, they say that this is interesting. They say their first foreign language is usually English, because most Europeans speak like 5 languages.
Right. Yeah.
But most of their first foreign languages is English. So I camped with a group there were some people from Denmark, Italy, England. I think that group, that's where they were all from. So yeah, we just all spoke English, and
cool.
And there were people there that didn't speak English, that only spoke German. But like when I took a bus from Bremen to Wacken, and it seemed like there were two like I guess like tour guides, I guess you would call them, on the bus. There was an old man. There was an old man who did not speak English at all, and then there was a younger dude who did. So
okay.
I had to ask him everything, because I was like, I have no fucking clue what the old man's saying, dude. You got to talk to me. I'm sorry.
Right.
But I was the only one, like I was the only American on that bus. Everyone else were locals. So this was like a local thing that I kind of got onto, because that was the only way I knew. Because like, okay, like I said, the tickets for Wacken go on sale and they sell out quick. But on their website, they say you can still buy tickets from our official travel partners. So I found the Wacken bus, and the cheapest way I could get on the bus to get to Wacken with the ticket was to go to Bremen. So that's why I ended up in Bremen.
Gotcha.
Anywhere closer, there's public transportation I could have just taken. So that was like far enough away to where it was worth it for them. And Bremen was nice. I enjoyed going there. I would have never gone there if it wasn't for that. And I met some great people there. And there was a pirate ship that served pancakes.
Hell yeah.
Pancake pirate ship. But it wasn't just like sweet pancakes. There was like savory pancakes, and it was fucking I'm still gushing over the fucking pancake shit, bro. It's
badass.
It was so good. It's something I always remember, and I would have never done that if I wouldn't have gone there.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I mean, it's cool. So, yeah. Sounds like a cool experience. Have you gone on this 70K, the metal cruise?
I was going to go this year, but I actually had the time off from work, like booked and everything, but they took forever to announce when the tickets were going to go on sale. And I actually contacted them about getting press credentials, and they told me that they would give me press credentials, but I still had to just buy my own like cabin on the boat, because the boat
Yeah,
is like a separate company kind of thing.
right.
But they were super cool, but I got frustrated waiting. And then Power Trip announced they were doing this Evil Beat show up in Dallas
Oh,
the
cool.
same
Yeah.
weekend. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just go to Dallas. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
lot
no.
cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, they recently, 'cause I've gone a couple times on 70K, and the first year I went, I think it was 2014 or something like that. And it was pretty reasonable. And then like the next time I went, the prices went up. The prices just keep going up and up, and they started pushing like the band announcements back further and further, and they'll hold like the best bands for last. Sometimes it sucks because before they would announce all like the best bands, and then they would have a couple like surprises near the end. But the last couple years I've just been kind of passing it up because I'm like, I'm not sure, like I've seen these bands, or I don't know, the prices have gone up so much. I've already done it a couple times, but I'd say at least once. If you've never done it, I'd say try it
Yeah.
out once. I mean, it's sick. Just sitting in a hot tub with a bunch of people from all, like my cabin last year, I think I had a couple Swedish dudes. The cabin the year before that, I had some people down from South America, and everybody was really nice, and I don't know, we all just got fucked up and just sitting there eating pizza at like 3 o'clock in the morning, watching Riding Christ play. It's amazing. And then waking up in the morning and grabbing grabbing a Blue Hawaiian or something, and like watching Suffocation open up like the first show of the day on a boat deck, and sun is shining, and I don't know. It's a very
Terrence
unique
Hobbs
experience.
dreads just kind of hanging there.
It's sick, man. Yeah, it's really fun. I mean, it's a blast for sure. I'd say everybody that's in the metal should at least try to go once in their life if they can. You know what I mean?
Man, I want to try again next year. Hopefully this thing will take off a little bit better. And I already know cruises are already planning on starting again in like July.
Yeah.
So I think regardless of how many people are going to die, I think people are going to just start to say fuck it and and just give up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. Like it's like I'm half and half about it. I'm like, fuck, I'm so tired of this shit. But then at the same time, it's like I understand the severity of it. It's
like over 75,000 Americans have died so far.
Yeah.
Because of it.
Yeah. It's
like
now it's we're all opened up again. I mean, even just going out, like getting out on the road, there's a lot more traffic out. I can definitely tell more people are out and about now for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
I don't know.
Man.
I really feel like they should have done like a hard lockdown just for like a really, really strict one. I feel like they were kind of lenient about it. And now just opening everything back up. I understand, the difficulties with the economy, and then this whole thing with getting your stimulus check. Like I haven't even gotten the stimulus check. Like I know my wife got one through direct deposit, but I haven't even got like my paper check. And I've seen people on Facebook, and they're just like starving and stuff. Like, they're just like, when's this check coming in? You know what I mean? I'm going crazy. I don't have any food left, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It's half and half, I feel really bad for a lot of people that are in bands. 'Cause a lot of people that are like, in bands and they tour regularly and stuff, they're usually working like bar jobs or, grocery stores and all these places that are non-essential. So I don't know. It's tough. And a lot of those people want to get back to work and get back out on the road. But then all the stuff is, I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's a insane time. Nobody's ever planned for this. Nobody really knows the best way to proceed.
Right.
Just try to be safe, wear a mask when you're out. I mean, I went to the grocery store. I wore a mask
Oh yeah. Yeah. I always wear mine. I
made sure, they gave me the cart that was just wiped down, and I still used the hand sanitizer as soon as I got in there,
Yeah.
And then I got in my car, I used hand sanitizer again, so we just, we just have to be vigilant, and if we do get sick, make sure not to be around people. Like that's the thing I worried about is, you know, if I was sick and I was around my parents,
Yep.
you know, I'm 42, so my parents are, my dad will be 70 this year,
Hmm.
so he's
I
always
hear.
had bad health. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I got them sick and they died because of me.
Yeah, I hear you. I was doing the same thing. I was staying away from everyone, but I actually had to go get tested and do like mandatorily just because of my work,
Right.
and everything and being possibly exposed. Thankfully, I came out everything clear. Um, Getting tested sucks because they stick that thing all the way up into your fucking brain.
Ugh.
But it just to know that I was clear was good because after that I was able to like, okay, I can see my parents now and I can see my in-laws and stuff. But since then I have been like kind of like I said, besides the random trips to like 7-Eleven, I don't really go anywhere. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
my wife and I have been trying just to kind of hang out, but I definitely go stir crazy. So I'm like I said, I'm half and half about all this stuff. Like I take it very serious, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, I'm going crazy. I just like, especially with just being on the cusp of like releasing music and like having shows planned and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? Like if I'm not doing something creative, like musically, I just start to go crazy, regardless of all the books I have to read or movies I have to watch. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah,
I'm actually going to a farmer's market tomorrow with my mom,
okay,
which seems kind of insane, but
yeah,
I mean, they did it last week and they seemed like the people that organize it did it last week and it seemed to have gone okay. So we're gonna go. We're gonna wear our masks and try not to touch a bunch of stuff.
yeah. Just bring the little bottle of hand sanitizer or something. I
Yeah.
guess. Just
Yeah.
we went out. I think the only place we've gone out, my wife and my brother-in-law, we went to get boba tea. I think that was like the only like thing we've gone to do. I haven't gone to do anything with my parents. I think we're gonna have like maybe just a barbecue at home or something like that. But even just something like that would be nice. Like
Yeah.
I hear you, like doing something with your family. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
think all of this has made people, I don't know, feel kind of closer, even though we're distanced. Like I know I've been calling my parents like a lot more, talking to my brother, or I've been like playing a lot of games with my friends, which I usually don't like communicate that much with, but every night we're on a game and we're just talking about like life, like how you doing, how's your parents, how are
Yeah.
so same thing with like my bands, I mean, just it kind of try to hit each other up, say, are you doing okay, you still working, blah blah blah, so hopefully when this all comes back, we'll still have that kind of drive to have like a deeper connection with each other, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think we can hopefully turn this into a positive.
Yeah,
So
maybe appreciate things more too, like, oh, we're going out to see a movie, or oh, we're going to go see a band, kind of appreciate it a little bit more, know that, oh, instead we could all be stuck inside, this thing could be still going on, you know what I mean, or everything could be canceled just for forever, you know what I mean, because it's bad, but I mean it could get a lot worse for sure. So hopefully when it all comes back, we're all we appreciate things a little bit more. I know myself, like I said, I'm going to try to go to as many concerts as I can, and I think before I was taking that for granted a bit.
I hear you, man, for sure. For sure. Well, dude, I'm gonna let you go, but
All right.
thank you so much for taking your time out and being on the show and talking to me
Hell yeah.
about things you got going on. It's cool hanging out with you, dude.
Oh yeah, I
And
appreciate you having me on.
And I look forward to seeing you play with both of your bands. Maybe they could do. Could you do 2 shows in one night? Can you do both bands
We,
in one
we,
night?
we, we were talking about it, actually. Yeah, we were talking about something before all this happened, and yeah, I don't know. We might hook it up, just we'll see what happens. I know I can do it. I think John could do it too.
Yeah, well then make it happen. Well,
yeah.
maybe I'll try to set something up here, or Samir can do that. He knows enough people here too now. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. Samir, if anyone could set it up, it's Samir, for sure.
With his with his hookups with Dauber.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dauber. Everybody knows Dauber. Dauber's big. He's a big deal, man.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't met him, but he seems cool. I've just known him from like online, but
Yeah.
he seems really cool. So
Yeah. Right on, man. Well, I've been trying to get him on here or do an interview or something, and he's kind of big time. He's big time for me. So
okay.
even Bo, Bo, Bo Beasley, he
Mm,
was insect warfare with him.
okay.
They're in Malignant Altar together now.
Cool. Cool. I was just listening to that for the first time like yesterday in the car. It was so heavy. I loved it.
Yeah,
Yeah, Malignant.
my buddy Wilson does vocals on that. The dude is sick. He's sick.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's awesome.
I don't think he's been in a band before this either.
Okay. Hell yeah. Just finding the diamond in the rough, I guess. Then that's always cool. Just find somebody that's just fresh out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's so many sick like musicians everywhere that just haven't broken out into anything yet. So
right, and he's a legit he's not like a phony metalhead. He's a real deal dude. So I did a podcast interview with him last year. He was real cool. I need to try to see if I can get him to do one of these because he was a cool dude. But again, I'm sorry talking about other people.
You're all good. I'm just chilling. Yeah, you're good, man.
All right, Jake. Well, thanks a lot, man, and keep in touch. And I look forward to seeing you play. And
right.
It'll be cool.
Yeah.
It'll be fun times once things get back to whatever the new normal is.
Right. Yeah.
It'll be rad. You can sing. Have you seen the new like masks that some of these bands are coming out with? Like the Pig Destroyer mask has like the bloody mouth.
I think I've seen some stuff. Yeah, a couple things floating around. Yeah,
there'll be some cool stuff. You could probably sing through one of those masks.
Probably, yeah, or like a bandana or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, you
sure.
can do it. You can make it cult.
Hell yeah.
Right on, dude. Well, have a good night, and I'll make a couple of announcements when I let you go. But rock on, man.
All right, bro. You have a good one.
Thanks, you too. Sure, that was Jake from Nahaya and Vesperian Sorrow. Thank you so much to him for coming on. That was cool. He's a cool dude. I look forward to seeing them play. Tomorrow, the Zip and Ocho Hour is going to happen. My friend Jose is going to come on, and we're going to just talk about what we've been doing. On Saturday at 2:00 Texas time, that'll be 9 or 21 in Central European time. I'm going to speak to Gorelem. They are a metal band in Berlin, Germany. Some more German bros for you. So that's going to be Saturday afternoon here in Texas. Sunday is Mother's Day, so there's no show. Sunday is dedicated to my mama. Monday, I am going to, at 8 p.m., I'm going to have Aisha from Envy the Dead. She's going to be on here. She's going to send me some videos to use. I have some videos. And we'll share some of that. So she's awesome. She is super great. I love her band. I love her. This is going to be a lot of fun. On Tuesday, May the 12th, Matthew Lawrence Smith. He is the singer and bass player for Monarch in San Diego. He also plays the role of Gene Simmons in a Kiss tribute band called Kissed Alive, maybe. He's also in another band called Nihilist. So I think they're a thrash band also. Monarch is a thrash band. I think Nihilist is a thrash band. But he's going to come on, and we're going to talk to him. They got to play Wacken last year. And then no show after that. I got some stuff to work out, and then I go back to work on the 15th. So I can schedule something if you guys are interested in joining us. But until tomorrow, be safe, wear your masks, use your hand, wash your hands. Washing your hands is better than using hand sanitizer. So just make sure to wash your hands as often and try not to touch a bunch of stuff. I know it's hard to not do that. Just try to do what you can. And if you are from Mexico and you want to go to the Mexico Metal Fest with me in November. Let's do it. Sounds badass. I really want to go. It's got a badass lineup, and I really would like someone to accompany me that is from there and is a native Spanish speaker. That would be sick. It'll be a great time. I'll pay for your ticket to the festival. Yeah, I might pay for your hotel too. You just have to pay for your own airfare. So does that sound fair? Okay. All right. Cool. Awesome. We'll have the most epic adventure, assuming it happens. So anyway, all right. Until tomorrow, kick ass and keep yourself most epic or something.